All right. Good morning. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell, and you have entered into the zone of the University of the Painful Truth, because truth is painful until you get it. And even if you don't get it, the pain still remains. All right. So while I was out today, I started a series called Is Polygamy Lawful According to the Bible? And of course, if you've heard the videos, you know that I don't believe in the term polygamy because it states something that the Bible doesn't state. If you're going to use the Greek word, which will be more concrete, it would be polygyny, all right, which I've already defined, and I'm not going to go back into that right now. I thought I would end this series with this particular way, all right? It's already proven concretely. There's no argument against it whatsoever at all against a man having multiple wives. As a matter of fact, I think it's actually very honorable for a man that is stable and sound to be able to have the responsibility. I did say responsibility. And let me say it again, responsibility. And to be able to take on the responsibility to where some men who could not bear the responsibility. And you know what? I figure if you're already a man with one wife, you will be even a greater man with 2 or 3 or 4. That's just my opinion, my assertions. You have yours, I have mine so far. I think it would even make him a greater man, and I would think that more than anything, looking into this, that for the first time in the history of mankind in this generation, it would cause our sisters to truly be sisters because they would have to love each other. They would have to deal with each other. They would actually have to all have the same goals, which is to make sure that they support that patriarchal man and be the best helpmeet and make sure that his heart safely trusts in them. I know the way I'm speaking today is totally contrary to religion. It's totally contrary to popular belief, but that's totally irrelevant to what we're speaking about today. So let's go ahead and end this video on this notion right here, okay? Instead of me continually keep over and over again giving concrete facts about the legitimacy of polygyny, we know that Jesus said that don't you even think that I come to destroy, to abrogate the law or the prophets. I came not to destroy, but to fulfill. So we realize that he didn't in any way, shape, fashion, or form come to change anything that Moses had written. All right. So my question is this. Those of you that dissent and those of you that oppose this truth, now it's your turn. Find me one scripture in the law that says and states, even implies that a man cannot have more than one wife. If you can do that, this subject is laid to rest. The game is literally over. If you can do that. Because we know, according to 1 John 3:4, that sin is the transgression of the law. That's what it says. And we know, according to Psalms 119:142, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So, with all these quotations that we're receiving in reference to the law, and we know how just, holy, true, and righteous that it is, will not the law be clear as to a condemnation? If it was sin, if it was something morally reprehensible, would it not show us the condemnation? Personally, myself, I think that a man or a woman that chooses to go around and jump from, for instance, a man that chooses to jump around from woman to woman to woman to woman would be classified as a whoremonger. And a woman that would jump around from man to man to man to man would be classified as a whore. Both of which the law says death should come up on them. As a matter of fact, adultery is also defined based on the status of the woman and never the status of the man. Boy, I just said a mouthful right there. Matter of fact, I think it probably went right over their heads. Whew! If you can slow down enough, check that one out. Because I just said a mouthful right there. I'll say it one more time. Adultery is only defined based on the status of a woman and not the status of a man. Whew. There might be too much fire coming right here. Mind you, you're dealing with the pastor of truth right here. I love truth. I don't care what that truth is. My personal opinion is totally irrelevant because, after all, my mind, according to that book, tells me I can't be conformed to this world, and this world has a certain image. But I have to be transformed as my mind is renewed, and my mind had to be transformed into the renewing of this way, this beautiful way, and I love it. I can't understand why people fight against it and put their opinion and their feelings and emotions in it so bad. But you need to find the condemnation. And I said, notice, in the law. Because if I go over there again and try to tell you in the New Testament to start looking behind these words, you're not going to do it. You're just going to take your opinion. And what you're doing is becoming a judge of the law. And when you become a judge of the law, you become a judge of the lawgiver. And you had better be careful of the ground that you're walking on, because the ground beneath your feet is just about to give way when you become so arrogant and so presumptuous to think you can even judge the Most High Yah. You know, I read in the scriptures over and over again, I can't find in one place the law or the prophets where Yahweh, God, ever even condemned it. Anywhere, shape, fashion, and form. I mean, after all, if it was sin, and notice that the Most High made no apologies whatsoever at all by making his will known to his patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, to the prophets, Hezekiah, Yeshayahu, Jeremiah. Oh, I mean, you can go on and on and on and on and on. He was highly involved in their lives, and he got greatly involved in their lives. And he told them what to do. He spoke to them, and never ever once did he ever thunder from heaven and said that a man that has more than one wife is committing adultery, or that a man that has more than one wife is committing sin. As a matter of fact, in your civil government, if today a man has more than one wife, like your president, Donald Trump, he's had 3 of them, from what I can ascertain. Divorce, remarriage, divorce, remarriage. Oh, I know it's okay as long as you do things according to the way that the state says. You see, if you're divorced and then you get remarried, then you're really truly not married, then are you? See, what I'm getting to is this. The truth is, divorce is a total severance of the marriage contractual agreement. And the woman, according to Deuteronomy 24, verse 1, she is free to go out and marry to whom she will, only in the Most High Yah. The ideal of divorce is to be able to protect the reputation of the woman so that she wasn't go around in Israel as some type of woman who had to sell herself to whoredoms in order to make a living, because she didn't have the option of going to Walmart and applying for a job, or going to Apple and applying for a job, or going to Sam's Club or applying for a job, or to work at your local Shoney's, Denny, IHOP, and Longhorn Steakhouse. They just didn't have those in their days. If they was poor, they had to glean the fields, the edges of it, and it was up to the responsibility of the Israelites to make sure that the poor had something to eat. I understand that what I'm saying today, and these concepts are totally new in the eyesight and the minds of people who are being conditioned by the religion, the mesmerizing religion of Christianity, which, when you look at the 3 main pillars of Christianity, it is very easy to tear them all down. I'll give it to you, for instance. Did you know, in fact, that the 3 main pillars of Christianity, pagan Christianity, like I like to call it, is all lies in nature, every single one of them, and it can easily prove them? For instance, where is the law that tells us to celebrate Christmas? How about Easter or Sunday? When did the Elohim of the universe, God, Yahweh Elohim, when did he decide to change his mind, give the authority to the Roman Catholic Pope, and then say, you know what? I give you the authority. You can change my commandments that I spoke on Mount Sinai to Moses, and you can change it from the 7th day to the 1st day. You have the authority because I've given it to you, Pope. That would defy the order what the prophet says, that I am Yahweh Elohim, I change not, therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. Oh, wait a minute. Let me speak English. I am the Lord thy God, and I change not, therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. I will not alter or change anything that has gone out of my lips. Do you know who that is? Again, there's a lot of people that have a lot of visceral attitude. That means emotion against this godly lifestyle. I dare you or your pastors, your theological professors, every single one of them, find me one law, just one law, that clearly states that a man cannot have more than one wife. But however, if you would just go read Exodus 21, Deuteronomy 21, you'll find it for yourself. Well, that's the end of this series. I hope you all learned something. Mind you, I'm not saying this series because I want to start controversy. I just want to see how deep is your love. I want to see how great is your love for truth. I truly, truly want to see, what is it? There's something in the road up there. Huh. Maybe it'll move now. Yep, it moved. Anyway, all right. Hey, I just want to see how great is your love for truth. Because if you don't love truth, you're under a strong delusion. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day. King coming.